Hey everyone, welcome to the Movie Throne. I'm your host, the one and only King Kansas, here to bring you a TV season review where? Right here on YouTube. As you guys can see over my right hand shoulder, probably your left, Superman and Lois Season 1 has ended. I just finished watching the finale, so I'm going to kind of give you guys a quick overall view on the whole entire season and kind of focus a little bit more on the finale since that's the last episode of season 1. Just normal stuff, guys. You know, I'm not going to break it all completely down. I'm not going to spoil it all for you guys because there's just so much to divulge, and I don't want to be here for 10 or so plus hours or 160 plus hours because it is 15 episodes in length. It was released on the CW. It's going to come on HBO Max, because when you watch this show, I was like rolling my eyes. I can tell you guys the truth, that I'm like, oh no, here's another CW Superman series, and with the CW Superman guy who showed up in Supergirl, and I'm like, not this guy. Like, what the hell are they doing? They're going to be ruining Superman, especially with all that stuff that was going on with Henry Cavill. I was like, I'm not really in the mood to watch this season, or this show, to tell you that matter. But once I did watch the pilot episode, I'm not going to lie to you guys, the king was hooked. But anyways, let me give you some ideas of who's in it and some of the directors. Because if you guys don't know who the hell Superman is by now, then you know what? I don't know. And as always, guys, this is a different take of Superman. But I'll get into that later. Okay. The actors playing in this lovely TV season are Tyler Hoechlin. He plays Superman Clark Kent. Elizabeth Tullock plays Lois. Jordan Elsass plays Jonathan Kent. Alex Gaufin plays Jordan Kent. Those are the kids. Erik Valdez plays Kyle Gushing. He's married to Lana Lang. Inde Navarette plays Sarah, who's kind of like the love interest of one of the kids. You got Adam Rayner, he plays Morgan Edge. He's kind of like the main villain of season 1. Badass, well acted, well done. I'll just say that. You got Dylan Walsh, who plays General Lane, Lois Lane's father. And you got Emmanuelle Chriqui. She plays Lana Lang. That name's very familiar. She's a good old gal from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. But she was such a big deal when she first came on the scene. Still is. You buy her as Lana. Let's just say that. Okay, these series was directed by Toland, Alexandra, Roche, and several other guys. But wow, it is 15 episodes in all. Perfect length. From what I've seen from the pilot episode, which is kind of like two put together, it's like an hour and a half, guys. But of course, when you put it on TV, there's commercials. Even when it's an hour, it's actually like 45 minutes or 43 minutes when it's all said and done. But well done. The pilot episode will get you guys hooked, definitely. It does a quick kind of like recap of Superman's origins, like through the main credits, and then it gets you into the story they want to exactly tell all of us. And it's a story and a half, a well-written story. It's a different take of Superman, I'll tell you guys right now, using the Superman CW character from Supergirl. It's kind of like a reset in my own personal opinion. It'll take you guys, honestly, after watching 1 or 2 episodes to really kind of get into the series, because I'm like, oh no, is this going to be one of those CW things that you're going to have a little bit of action and you're going to have like a teenage love triangle shit going on? Because that's how it first feels at the beginning, and then it kind of switches. You got a little bit of adult stuff and then the teens. It's a perfect balance of everything. You got your teenage stuff going down, you got your adult scenarios and seriousness going down, and you have your action. The plot itself. Every episode builds upon the next. There's no like throwaway episodes like you got in Smallville that you'll have a few here and there and then a side kind of story and then it continue. This is actual from episode 1 all the way to episode 15. Chronologically, it progresses the plot. Well written. Even some of the characters, like you'll meet John Henry, which is Steel, the character that Shaq played, like the Superman. So they kind of twisted a little bit on that. You're thinking that he's one particular character at the beginning and maybe just a different version of him because of what you see in the comic books. I'll leave it at that. But holy shit, the special effects in the whole entire season, phenomenal. excellent, like movie quality that you'll find on HBO Max. No CW kind of chintzy, whatever the crap. Fight scenes are crazy. The action is damn well. All the actors in it, from the teenage kids all the way to the adults themselves, phenomenal. Fortress of Solitude's in there. Another version of it for someone else. I don't want to reveal in this particular thing, but Morgan Edge is the bad guy in this one. I'm like, oh, here we go. Here's another Lex Luthor knockoff wannabe kind of character, but it's pretty cool. Like, it starts off at that, the first, like I would say, up to mid-season, and then it slowly phases out to reveal something about that particular character and what his true agenda is. The way they acted, they added more lore to the whole Krypton lore, the history. Phenomenal. They did it in a way that it was cheesy, that you would roll your eyes, and it's a little bit different than what we've seen, which is okay. It actually works, believe it or not. The relationship Superman has, you guys gotta understand, Superman's a family man. He's married to Lois Lane, and he has 2 twin boys. In the comics, I think he has 1. This one, he has 2. Whatever. Deal with it. And of course, you'll learn very quickly, it's not a spoiler, that one of the kids may or may not have powers. And then near the end of the season or mid-season, you discover that something is true to that fact. And but yeah, no, it's serious matters, how people turn against each other for lies, deception. There's a big major event that happens at the beginning that gets Superman to move back to Smallville. I'll leave it at that. Kind of based on recent times, what's going on, guys, with kind of feel like the COVID era, but it's not. But you kind of feel that it has some sort of cloud over the whole series, kind of like to make it more realistic to us, right? Guys, you got to make it believable, and you can't have Superman, who's pretty much the strongest being in the whole planet, and you know his family won't be a liability to him. So they kind of use that here and there, but well done. Even Lois Lane goes through something from the beginning of the episode to right to the end. The kids, like anything, from big city to small city, they got to relate to that, deal with the small town living compared to city living, and all the issues that come with that, right? Making new friends, being outsiders, trying to, you know, blend in, trying to cover people's tracks for other things, people trying to find out who you are, a general or father who's coming into the picture that he's too overbearing. He wants to be there, but he's not. But he, you know, he feels that he has to be, you know, protect the whole world and kind of betray certain people along the way. But it does a 360. Even the Mark Henry, I was going to say. The Henry Cavill, the Henry guy, sorry, Cavill. I'm jumping ahead. No, there's no Henry Cavill in it, so relax. None of that. Not even a hint of the DCEU, I'll tell you right now. Which is fine. It worked totally. No hinting of other superheroes from what I know. No, like Flash or whatever that I remember. But you can kind of feel that there's more going on that's outside what their bubble of storytelling. Who knows what season 2 is going to bring, but from the beginning, middle, and the end, the finale is phenomenal. Like the last scene and the way things ended, great. It kind of stirs up more. We know there's going to be a season 2. Something happens near the end that is kind of like big, but not big. But then you're like, uh-oh, here we go again. But what's that going to lead to season 2? That's the cool part. You feel for a lot of characters. They're, you know, them missing certain things. Yes, there is a typical, okay, this person, it might be this person in this world, but in another world or an alternate reality, she's different totally. Just like every character is going to be different in what they do. Same kind of thing. That does come into play here, guys, you know, somewhat. But Morgan Edge, the different kryptonites, like I can go on and on. The fight scenes, the way we got more of the history out of different characters because using a certain device that they end up finding. Big connection to Superman, let's just say that, which was kind of cool. But it's like, at first. But then once it grows on you, you're fine. But finale ended well. It was one of the better TV season finales, to tell you the truth. I did not expect to like this series because I'm a Smallville guy. That was my Superman series, and then even then I tuned in or out here and there, like in season 7 or 8, and then I came back for the last couple. You know, it loses you here and there, but what the hell else are you gonna do, right? But overall, I think you guys are gonna like it. I like it myself personally, so go check it out. It's only 15 episodes. You can probably binge watch it all on a local TV channel. If not, go check out HBO Max later on, especially all you fans in the States, because we don't get HBO Max here unless you're through Crave TV, our local cable company that provider bullshit to get them. But totally worth it. I recommend it even to Doc to check it out. It's not like your other CW bullshit that you've been watching there. It kind of reminds me of how Arrow first started off and then kind of lost its way and then slowly kind of crept back to how it was. This is how it is. There is maybe out of the 15 episodes, 1 or 2 throwaway episodes that I call that. You're not kind of like whatever, but certain reveals throughout the series is pretty cool. Jaw-dropping, fight scenes, you name it, the works, the twists and turns in the plots. Totally going to keep you guys staying from episode 1, the pilot, all the way to the end, which is kind of called The Last Two Sons of Krypton. I'm just going to say that, okay? So you can only imagine where the storyline went throughout the whole season, but phenomenal. Spoilers, put that spoiler thing up in there, guys. There's not much really to spoil, but everybody brought it. The fight scenes were cool. Love the fact that they were using, again, multiverse shit, guys. Lois Lane in this universe was not Lois Lane in the other. Lois Lane had died in the other universe. That's where you got this Henry Steele guy who came back to kind of stop Superman from doing what he did in his universe to this planet. And he bumps into Lois. He uses that angle. You think he's Lex Luthor at the beginning, but he's not. He kind of reveals who he is. He's doing it to save his daughter, which he left behind. And she ends up showing up at the end of the season finale. She crash lands and she pops up and she kind of like, whoa, Dad. And then she notices Lois, which is her mother. And that's how it ends pretty much. So that's a major spoiler. Morgan Edge, phenomenal. Turns out that he's the stepbrother of Superman. His mother was Clark's mom. Something like that. The actress is good. The guy who plays Superman, phenomenal. Like, he actually, you believe 3 episodes in, he's cool. Beginning of the whole season, you find out he has a family, 2 kids. One has powers. The one that's kind of like the geeky, guy who keeps to himself, kind of cool. The weirdo, let's just say that, okay? And I don't mean that in the negative way, but the not normal guy, not the cool guy who, is a football player and shit. He ends up having the powers and learning how to deal with them, and his father kind of helps him, and that kind of like isolates him from really everybody, but then he doesn't. Then he meets this girl, which is Lana's daughter, Sarah. They kind of slowly fall, and he, starts from a slowly, I like you, I notice you, to all of a sudden getting together near the end. They're using the I love you thing a little too much to my own comfort, but hey, it is what it is. The general's being the general. Her dad works with Superman, so he knows exactly who he is, and holy shit, the way they work together, the devices, Morgan Edge having powers, the way he absorbs that Kryptonian relic, the Eradicator, that he, that's how the build up is. He ends up sucking it in, and he has so many Kryptonians in them. Throughout the whole thing, you got Kryptonians popping in people's bodies. You even have a part where Lana allows Superman's mom to get in her body so he can figure out how to stop Morgan Edge earlier in the season. Phenomenal. You learn more of the details and shit like that. It's cool. His father in the Fortress of Solitude. All of it's there. The Steel guy turns out to be a bad guy with, good intentions at the beginning, or well intentions, bad at the beginning, and he turns to be a good friend of his. And like, from being enemies to living on the farm to finding out the secret that Lois tells him that, hey, you can't kill this guy. He's Clark. I know him. He's not the same Superman as your planet, because the Superman of the other planet basically killed that version's Lois Lane, which was his wife. So it's pretty cool. Like, the way they twist the twists and turns and how everything worked well together is great. Family angst. You got Lana and her husband fighting. He was an alcoholic, a loser, fire department guy, wanted to do better. Ends up working with Morgan Edge, who's kind of like the savior guy. But, Lois being Lois, does her investigating, figure out the truth. Puts your family at risk. Beginning of the show, Superman's mom dies, and he ends up going back for the funeral. And they end up moving there. It's like a message to him, it's time to come home. Why don't you come home? He ends up losing his job there because of cuts and stuff, because of the whole pandemic and shit like that. Lois, of course, obviously follows him. She works at a local paper, befriends a person. They end up buying the place together near the end, being partners. What else is new? The kryptonite that was pretty much predominant in Smallville gets destroyed, but gets changed into something. The fortress gets destroyed on him. He ends up burying some crystals in the ground, and kind of says a few touchy words. And that's where we end up. But I left a lot, guys. Trust me. This is just me rambling. But from beginning to end, phenomenal. I think you guys will enjoy it. I recommend you checking this out. And I didn't think I was going to honestly tell you guys to do so, because Smallville has always been the show for me. Lois and Clark, too, as well. This is a pretty damn good Superman. And I can't wait to see what they're going to bring in Season 2. So there you go, guys. That's my official Superman and Lois Season 1 and finale review. Hope you guys liked it. Like, share, and subscribe. Check out my other content right here on the Movie Throne. I'll post things up as I watch, guys. There's just so much things going on personally, physically, and all that shit. But for now, I'll post whenever I'm going to post. Check out our other content. There's a lot on here. And most importantly, go check out Superman and Lois. 15 episodes. Pretty decent. I don't think you're going to be bored. Give yourself some time. A good week, you can probably watch the whole damn thing. But it's great. Watch it on HBO Max later on, because that's where it's headed next, as soon as it gets off of cable. So there you go, guys. That is my review. So until next time, stay off the King's Throne. And I'll see you guys where? Right here on YouTube on the Movie Throne. Take it easy. See you later.